On the internet, I saw them. You didn't believe me? I did. Yes, that's right, Herschel. I saw you on farmersasses.com. You can't cover it up. I saw you down by the Shenandoah wearing them hoochie daddies, and everybody knows now. Everybody knows you gotta hustle through your bustle, and we're ready for war. Woo! We're coming to the ring. Ring my bell, you dumb bitches.
Well, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Ding-dong. Ding dong, what is up, y'all? It's your boy Chris out here doing my thing, sitting in the seat. Yeah, man, we're back. Helltown Radio, the bros. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. But I get to be Vern Troyer. Is it Troyer or Troyer, dude? I mean, like, I want to say Troyer because I think he's Canadian. But I think when I brought this up with a bunch of other comedians, they're like, oh, it was Troyer. So I don't know. We were talking about his sex tape. I think have we talked about his sex tape on the show? Yeah, we did talk about his sex tape on the show. So we're not gonna repeat that, but we will bring it. We'll throw it back. Go back a couple episodes, watch the episode of talking about Vern Troyer's sex tape. It's amazing. It's like watching Mr. Potato Head with the kickstand. For real, dude. Like, hey, listen, man. Midget wieners are not proportionate to their height, so they're proportionate to a regular person's body. So it's that much more impressive, I suppose. I have yet to have the pleasure of a small person gentleman's wiener, but
Christ, dude.
no, I have, and Kelly does know this. I have had intimate relations with a small person, though.
Oh, what? Say what? Would you do? What? How? I never knew this.
You never knew this?
I never knew this.
Yeah,
you could have created a daywalker.
A daywalker. Yeah, it would be like It would be. I guess what would be the small person equivalent of a daywalker? It'd be like a
regular sized person with midget features or little person features. Pardon me. Or like.
Well, there's a thing. That's a thing. Like there's different types of dwarfisms.
Yeah.
And
like,
one of them is that they have the same size torso, but they have smaller limbs. Then they have another one where they have the same size limbs, but smaller torso.
Rad.
Then there's pygmy dwarfisms. Then there's like all the really strange, not strange, but unique, aspects of it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess as a social norm for like after, I guess is it a slur now or is it just something that's frowned upon? Like Negro isn't looked bad. It's not like ugh, but it's like I can tell you old. You wanted to say the other one.
It goes along. All right, it's a much more mild version of the N-word. We can say. I do know this. There's a great John Mulaney bit about saying the word midget, and it was when he was doing I guess he was on when he was writing for Saturday Night Live or whatever, and he discusses it, and he's like yeah, he wanted to do a bit, and they were going to use the term midget, and then one of the censors was like, you can't use the word midget, that's like you can't use the word midget, that's like using the N-word. And he said, the fact that you can say one of those words and you can't say, and you had to abbreviate the other one, speaks volumes as to the weight on the scale of that argument. So that's a good barometer to say that, if you were to ask if it's cool. Also, you got to think about like at the end of the day, it comes down to like what the physical threat, the physical threat is. However, I will say, I did have the pleasure. The last thing I did professionally at the monument was I helped build and break down the midget wrestling, ring with Little J.
Lil J?
Little J, man, he was the champion, and him and I built and broke down the wrestling ring together, and it was a historical wrestling ring. It was the same wrestling ring from Hulk Hogan's whatever his midget wrestling show he had.
He had a little person's wrestling federation, or is it when it's like
when it's wrestling,
it's midgets?
Yes, when it's
so it's like so I guess they run their own promotion. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think they use the term midget for a few reasons. I think number one is that like they know people that are going to watch midget wrestling. People go to midget tossing. People that go to like anything.
That's some wild shit.
Anything, yeah. The like all the things that people go to for that. They're going there for. Let's just be real about it. They're not going to watch the athleticism, which they should, because if you ever seen these little motherfuckers go for it, like they are high flying kung fu action. It is very, very, from a wrestling fan's perspective, a fantastic display of athleticism and coordination and choreography.
And wrestle foolery.
Wrestle foolery, yeah. But they also use it because it doesn't sound as good to say little person wrestling, like, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the ring of midget wrestling.
Sure, well, you want that shock, you know. It's like you're like, oh shit, yeah.
Imagine everything about wrestling, and you say it with a southern accent. Midget wrestling.
Yeah.
That sounds almost French.
Yeah, man. But those dudes, I will say this though, those little dudes, fucking, and ladies, they are. I mean, they take bumps hard. They take bumps hard. They can get down in the ring. They fly, dude. I mean, they're good at that shit. But I will say one thing,
luchadors.
One thing they are terrible at.
What?
Drinking.
Oh,
good,
yeah, less
googly,
body,
good googly moogly. And I'm sorry if this is racist or sizist or whatever you want to call it, but man, oh man, that was like.
Well, you gotta.
The promoter. So the promoter was a regular size guy, right? Which was kind of interesting. He was cool, really nice guy. And I wish I could remember all their names. It was like 2 years ago. I have all their numbers and shit. But. So he was like, yeah, after the show, you know, if you want, could you hang out? You hang out with us? I'm like, yeah, I'll hang out with you. And he's like, yeah, okay, if you hang out, just know this. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, do not let these motherfuckers have more than 2 drinks. And I was like, sure, dude, whatever. You know, like, I thought he was just saying it because he just didn't want to pay for all that. And we were about, it was like, if you ever seen a magpie get fed after midnight, like
the grab lounge,
bro. This dude was like, so yeah. This is one of the. I'm gonna leave the names of the alleged the alleged out. But man, this dude had about 3/4 of a normal sized gin and tonic, and he's like, yo man, yo man, you cool, man. I like you, man. You cool. And I'm like, all right. He's stroking me. What's he want? He's like, yo, man, you want to give me some pussy tonight? So I looked at him, and he handsome guy. I mean, handsome guy. It's just like, hey, that's a sell. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard sell on the Walking Mall in Winchester. You know, yeah. I mean, you know, the young ladies that are out patrolling for penis on the Walking Mall on a Saturday night. They're usually looking for like the more what's the word I'm looking for? Strapping young lad.
A fat cock youngster.
They like those guys. They like the dudes who wear like, you know, their nice Ariat boots and tight
them tight booty pants.
Yeah, tight jeans and a belt buckle and a grunt style shirt that has like, you know, it shows your patriotism and your tongue in cheek sexual innuendo humor.
Yeah, they just hanging them cheeks out in public.
You know,
the
mesh back baseball. Oh shit, dog. The mesh.
It's fuckboy summer, I guess. Just go with it. Get them booty shows on.
Man, it is. You know, I don't know if it's fuckboy summer this summer. This summer's been wet, dude. This summer's been we've been getting We've been getting, we know the fuck boys don't get them that wet. We got, I think that we this summer has been, the river has been tumultuous, man. Like it is like it, I think there's been a few days where we've had the poop soup warning come up.
Dude, yeah.
The poop soup warning comes up. You look at the river, you can see the poop soup going. It looks like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It looks like the river that goes through.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I got it.
I know, man. Y'all brave, man. Y'all brave.
Yeah, looking back on it, I think of myself as a hero actually because of my bravery.
You could have done. You could as long as you take you take a pencil eraser and you whittle the end kind of into a conical thing, and then put that in your pee hole, and then that way you could avoid.
I tried my best to not come off of my float until the float was done. Because that's how you get number of a dick hole snakes in your dick hole, right? Every river got those.
Dude, that's the thing.
Them like dick smuggler snake fishes. I don't know what they're called, but I think that are eels. Whenever I get into a body of water, maybe it's because I grew up more towards the city and didn't really go swimming in like rivers. This is actually the first time living out here is the first time I've ever swam in like a river at all. It was always like pools or the ocean.
Yeah, I think all my life I've been, we spent a lot of time on sailboats on the Occoquan River and like bigger rivers than this, but I'm not too scared of the water like that. I couldn't noodle. You know what noodling is?
Nah, what's that?
Noodling is the act of fishing, primarily for catfish, in which you find one of their holes and you stick your hand in.
Oh, so dumb fishing?
And and you let your and you let them bite down on your hand, and then you grab onto their lip, and then you pull them out. Yeah, dude, that's
dumb as shit. I mean, it wouldn't hurt that bad because it would hurt a little bit. It would be more impact than anything. It's not gonna rip you up too bad.
Well, they do have teeth. I mean, like the people people wear gloves that are smart.
It'll hurt, but it's like you can kill it quickly. I'm just like, maybe I always had this like thought process that most people would like turn into cavemen if something endangered their hand, like try to punch through it at least,
Well, you gotta. The thing about this, the thing that scares me about it is that. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to post this promotional post here so we can get some more people here listening. The thing that scares the shit out of me about it was I don't care about the catfish biting down. Fine, whatever, man. If there's a motherfucking snapping turtle. Or a muskrat in there, they're gonna take that's gonna take a finger off.
So, have you ever seen an alligator snapping turtle?
Yes.
Dude, I saw one of those in the wild. One of my friends had them in like high school. It came into his backyard through like a creek, and they put it in the back of his dad's like steak body truck. And then we brought it to his dad's house, and we were gonna figure out where we could take it to. And in the time that we went inside to get his like either food or it was a lock for the back of it, so the back wouldn't open up. We went on the road to bring it to I think we bring it to a vet office. But this motherfucker was like, all of a sudden you come around the corner and it's all the way at the top of the fucking steak body climbing out, and fucking we had to pick it back up and put it in there. That thing was snapping, but that thing is apparently alligator snapping turtles aren't as dangerous as regular snapping turtles. Because regular snapping turtles are super aggressive compared to alligator snapping turtles. Alligator snapping turtles just look like prehistoric.
They're huge.
Yeah.
They're massive. They're scary.
They'll still fuck you up, but like regular snapping turtles are fucking cunts. They're the ones that'll like bite your ankles.
Yeah, there was I had a picture of Jordan, my daughter, an alumni of the Helltown Radio program.
Yeah.
I have a picture of her when she was like 4 or 5, or I guess maybe 5 or 6. We took her to the National Zoo, and she sat down in front of the alligator turtle, snapping turtles enclosure. And that thing, like, you didn't see it at first, and then it just came, like, she's facing me, and this thing just comes out of the blackness and just, like, comes up behind her, and then just opens up its mouth, like, and then figured out it couldn't bite her.
Dude.
It was going to eat her, man. But alligator snapping turtles are not native to this area. So if you find one out here, usually they're people's pets that they've gotten too large and they let them go.
That's so fucking terrible.
Yeah, because they can't eat outside of like, I think it's like they can survive out the temperature they look for is, I think, is between May and September here. So they only have those before it becomes way too cold for them. So if you see them, there was a Arlington, Virginia, about I guess 5 to 10 years ago. There was they found like a 100-pound snapping turtle like walking through a neighborhood.
Oh my fucking
and
God,
they
dude,
determined
those things petrify me. Like that one's gonna like bite my Achilles or some shit.
Oh yeah, I mean like, well, shit, dude. I mean, it's anything. Those fucking things are crazy. Yeah. So they had one. It was just cruising through the Arlington, like some neighborhood in Arlington. It was Arlington or Alexandria, I forget. But yeah, they had one just cruising through the hood, just doing his thing.
Wild shit.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's nothing compared to like Canada. I saw like videos where like a bear was taking down a fucking elk in somebody's backyard. That bugle that a fucking elk lets out when it's like back fat is getting bit up is like fucking crazy. Sounds like a fuck. Like that shit's wild though.
Yeah, man. One night I was walking out of my homie Scotty's house in Reston, Virginia. And I'm gonna be going hang out with my homie in Denver next week. We're going to Casa Bonita, baby.
Oh, dude. Oh, let me tell you something. Oh, where's my? All right, I'm gonna get up and get my wallet. I got something this week.
Yeah.
That relates to Casa Bonita.
Yeah, dog. Hopefully it's a burrito.
No. Okay, go ahead.
No. It was so we walked out and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We were doing what normal 19-year-olds do at 3 o'clock in the morning. We was having a good time, and I see a wolf in the middle of the street, and I was like, "Oh my God, we're in fucking Reston, Virginia, and there's like just a wolf in the middle of the street." And I was like, dude, "Holy shit!" And the thing walks up to me, and I'm scared fucking pissless because I'm walking. My parents' house was right down the street, so I was walking home, and I was like, "Oh shit, dude!" And this thing just comes up, but it was super nice. It just followed me home. And I didn't know what to do, so I just took it and put it into my parents' garage and then called animal control, and then we determined it was one of his neighbor's dogs. It was a Malamute. It was not a wolf. Well, they are wolves, but man, if you've ever seen a motherfucking Malamute...
Yeah, at night?
God damn, man, it was scary as shit.
I'm getting chased by a wolf.
Yeah, I was fucking like, yo, it was scary, but he walked with me home. I mean, I was like, of course, in my like drunk stone brain, I'm like, yes, I have become one with nature. This is my spirit animal roaming the earth with me from now until the end of time. And then it turned out it was, Kathleen Silverstein's, prized Malamute from down the street. But yeah, dude. Yeah, wild animals in suburban settings are crazy. Like the snakehead. That's probably one of the...
I've heard that term, but I don't think I've actually like seen one in the wild. Like, do they do something like crazy in the water, or like what is the big deal about them? I know they like people don't like them.
Well, snakeheads were a big hype. It turned out to be big hype.
Is it like Africanized bees and shit?
No, that's that's a thing. I don't know why they chose the term Africanized, but they basically snakeheads were they're an invasive species because they're not naturally from the area, obviously, but in Asia. They are a very tasty fish, and people like them. And there are also people like them for ornamental purposes. And so you had some people of Asian descent that brought them back for whatever, and then they ended up again when people like human beings love to do when they can't handle an animal. They just like, oh fuck it, they're an animal. They just do fine in public or in the wild, and then they just let it go. A bunch of people let them go. It was actually Burke Lake. Was the genesis point of Now the thing about snakeheads is that they don't have any apex. They're apex predators. They have no natural predators besides man. They are able to walk on land. They can be outside of water for several hours before they die. So they can move from shallow water to shallow water in the mud. They're extremely aggressive. And the initial concern was that they were just going to overtake everything. It turns out it's not as bad as thought, and it's because a lot of people have been just actively targeting them because they're fun as shit to fish. I've never fished for them. I really want to. If anybody's got a plug on that, holler at your boy. Take me out. We'll bring the video cameras out. We'll make it a show. But yeah, like snakeheads are, but they're extremely, they're big. I mean, they're I forget the name of the fish, but it's like they don't have a tail per se. They're more like eels. They kind of like they have like the tapered tail. but they call them snakeheads because they look like they're vicious looking. They're tasty as fuck. All right, at Vinova, I did a tomato braised snakehead fillet, and it was, really good, really good. They fry really nicely too. They have a lot of the same, in my opinion, they have the same texture and flavor as like cod when you treat it in a frying element. Really cool fish, but yeah, man. But wild animals in human habitats, dude. So yeah, it's like we watched Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic Park. Saw that last week. Good movie.
I heard you a slight review from you, and you had a difference with it though.
Yeah, I do. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't want to spoil it for the 8 listeners out there. But I might. It was the ending was just not. It was very, in my opinion, kind of lackluster, and it didn't follow the trend of the predecessing sequels, because in all the other sequels, the villain dinosaur was always involved in the final battle,
like a T-Rex.
Yeah, the T-Rex versus the raptors, and then you had the Indominus Rex or whatever his name was, and they had it was versus the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Mosasaurus, and in this one,
Mosasaurus, I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, and in this one they had like all these fucking they ran out of dinosaurs to villainize, so they right
Stegosaurus Rex.
Well, no, now they went to an island. In this one, they go to an island where the dinosaurs are experiments. They're crossbred to try to make amusement park dinosaurs, and so they tell you off the break, they're like, some of these dinosaurs are hideous freaks of nature and blah blah. So you see them, you're like, God damn, that's a fucking ugly ass dinosaur.
So they just like demons.
Yeah, it sort of looks like when you let a 5-year-old draw what a dinosaur is going to look like, but then it came to life.
Squigglies.
Yeah, but then they kind of but they didn't really like I said, there just wasn't enough, in my humble opinion, enough hot dinosaur on dinosaur action.
So you was looking for dinosaur fucking.
Well, dinosaur fighting. They did have a swimming Tyrannosaurus, which I thought was cool. A cool take on the Tyrannosaurus, because if you think about it, their bodies are more designed for that type of
Why ain't
movement.
They had no feathers, man? I seen feathers in these new depictions. They should have updated their game and had like a big ass pterodactyl with wings looking like an eagle.
I think it all comes down to marketability.
Singing Lee Greenwood.
Yeah, I think
that would be terrible, but also fitting the times.
Yeah, I don't think. It was a cool movie about animals being in a place where they shouldn't be. I love all the Jurassic Park movies. I've seen them all. One of my favorite books of all time is the original Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Extremely well written book, really fun. I read it when I was like 11 or 12, and it was super fun. And
was it a lot different from the actual movie?
It's like a direct cross between the first 2 movies. Like the first scene in the second film is the actual opening part of the first book. And it was a really cool. I mean, I love that series. I mean, I love dinosaurs, man. I'm a forever kid. I love fucking dinosaurs. Plesiosaurus Rex being the best dinosaur. Everybody knows that. That's the Plesiosaurus Rex, if you don't know, is a water dinosaur that the Loch Ness Monsters believe to be a Plesiosaurus.
That Plesiosaurus.
Yeah, that Busiosaurus.
That Plesia.
But yeah, dude. But yeah, so dude, all the Jurassic Park movies, they had Jeff Goldblum was in some of them. They had Vince Vaughn was in the second one. Scarlett Johansson, Chris Pratt. I mean, you look at like the
Scarlett Johansson.
She's in the new one, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, she's all like, it's like they have her play essentially the Black Widow.
Sometimes I'll joke around about how we should get like On It or any other brand of stuff we use, Red Bull, anything.
Is she South African or where's she? She's
doesn't matter because she can get naturalized because I was born here. Scarlett, I'm hollering at you.
Well, I say that because I was thinking about. At first, I almost had her confused with Charlize Theron.
She's from South Africa.
Yeah, she's 100% South Africa.
And also, if she wants to holler, as long as she ain't dressed up like that character in Monster, because I'd be worried about myself.
Man, she would show up in her apartheid outfit. You'd be like,
dude, then I'd be like, oh no.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, make me your slave.
Nah,
I would.
I got too good of a hip escape. I just keep wrist control. I'll be like, not today. You better, unless you got a pussy knife, you ain't taking me.
It's Charlize Theron, but I say that because also like this dude that used to live with us, another nameless gentleman. One day he comes up and he's like, and me and John Hudson are hanging out in the living room, and he comes up and he's like, yo, I think I'm he's like, you have a couple friends that work in film and shit, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you think they could like get me in touch with Charlize Theron? I was like,
what
the fuck are you?
Yo, can you get me in touch with the president? Like, that's like an outlet.
Yeah, and he's dead fucking serious, dude. And like, this just speaks volumes. Like, when I had to make like a case, like against his sanity, it was very easy. But it was this. He was like, yeah, man, I wanna meet Charlize Theron. She just did an interview where she said that she would literally date anybody that asked her out. And I looked at him dead in the face and I was like, all right, yo, she was saying that was probably targeted towards like a bunch of dudes on yachts in Monaco that are like, worth at least $100 to $2.5 billion, not to the dude running a sandwich shop in Herndon, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it was one of the funniest things somebody's ever asked me to try to facilitate for them. But yeah, speaking of it, so I don't know where we were on that. I don't know why I brought that up, but it was a funny story to me because like he was so dead ass serious. Like he was like, she said,
I got to meet her.
We have a spiritual connection at this point.
Oh my God,
he said
dude.
that we have a spiritual connection, and I was like,
that's stalker shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's when like. You see his picture, like, this man has been hanging around Charlize Theron's house today. She met and caught. I don't know why I talked with, like, the 1920s talk. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, so the Founders Club. Do you know about that with Casa Bonita?
Yes. My buddy is actually part of the Founders Club. But
I am as well. I got my card in the mail. I feel so proud. Never been so proud except for the birth of my daughter.
The Founders Club. That Founders Club, that sounds like when they have like those suspiciously like white power like heritage.
I don't even
clubs,
care.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even care. It's the card that will never be issued again. It says
is
it on
it. Plastic or is it cardboard?
It's plastic.
Oh, tight, man. So they
it's
would
like plastic.
Does it have a magnetic strip on it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm excited, man. That's July 19th. We're going at a very late. We're doing a very late dinner.
Dude,
we'll be there at 5:30 p.m.
I think you get free Sosapias or some shit like that.
So they do it. So it's essentially set up just like I was looking into it. It's essentially set up just like medieval times.
Ooh.
So you go there. You have minimal option on what you do. They kind of just bring shit out to you as you go. Speaking of, went to medieval times 2 weeks ago.
I heard about this,
dude. I mean, look, man. If there's any, if the Washington Post is gonna start looking for a new like food writer, they need like a critic that has his chops founded in a great experience portfolio. That's me, man. Like, listen, man. I could say I don't know how many other Bamas out there can say that within a 2-week span or 3-week span they were able to both eat at Casa Bonita and medieval times. Get the fuck out of here. There ain't none. That's a flex, all right? I'm flexing.
Well, now
flexing.
Now I want to match you with something like I'm going to go to Casa Bonita next time I go, and then when I come back, I'm going to go to like Fogo or Tejas de Brazil. Have you ever been to Tejas de Brazil?
Yeah, I've been to both Fogo and Tejas. Yeah, but they're not performing arts things. Like you go to Casa Bonita and they do like.
Well, I can't match that. I don't want to go to like medieval times that much.
Dude, it's fucking awesome. Yes, you do. Yes, you fucking do. Let me tell you this right now.
I go to the Renaissance Fair. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but like sometimes I feel out of place because I don't dress up, and I'm like, I awkwardly laugh at the stuff because I think it's fucking neat. Like I honestly like I like the same way I would like giggle at most stuff, but I think some people think I'm laughing like almost at them, and I'm like, holy shit, this dude's got dedication. Because I can't do it. Because if I tried to do it, I guess I'm laughing from this regard. If I tried to do that, I would start laughing because I would be like, I can't hold a straight face. Because to me, I'm trying to be funny if I'm doing that voice, and I guess like it is a legitimate voice.
Well, I'm not sure how historically accurate, the experience is. But I will say that it is highly entertaining, and it was like very surprisingly entertaining. Like I went there, and I thought, all right, these motherfuckers are gonna come out and just like fucking run at each other with like a joust and shit, right?
Yeah,
they do. But there's also, man, there's a falconer they got coming.
So they got falconry.
Yeah, dude, they got falconry. They got equestrian arts. They got sword fighting, battle axes. You don't get any silverware. You have to eat everything with your hands, and they give you soup as your first course, and it's fucking hilarious because when they bring it out, it confuses the fuck out of everybody because they didn't fucking preface it to anybody that they don't give you silverware. But the soup bowl is a pewter bowl and it has a handle on it.
Oh,
and
shit.
so you just take the handle and you fucking maggot.
Oh.
Yeah, it's garlic bread and tomato bisque is your opening course, which I don't think is very historically accurate. I don't think. I don't know.
I don't
right?
think they had a wild mater farm around fucking England.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do know that their the roasted chicken main course was definitely not very historically accurate because they have both corn on the cob and baked potato on it, right? And potatoes and corn on the cob and corn both not introduced to Europe until way past the medieval times. But they do give you a half roasted chicken. Like it's a whole ass half roasted chicken, man. And yeah, so you get a whole roasted chicken.
You get a whole titty in there.
You get a whole roasted chicken, a piece of corn, potatoes as your main course, and then they give you a chocolate eclair for your dessert course there.
They hitting you off with a little bit of home.
Yeah, it's nice. It's that good Cisco brand Joe, but
Cisco.
The tomato, I'll give you the honest review. The tomato soup was definitely like Campbell's tomato soup, and it was like like the tech like that. I forget the brand of the frozen garlic bread. The potatoes, the corn, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It was not the best thing, but I will say it was better than expected or anticipated. The chicken was actually really fucking good, man. It was really, really good. I give the chicken a 7.5 out of 10. The chocolate eclair at the end, I'm gonna give it a 7 as well. I say a 7.25 for the whole experience. Service, they do a really good job. They come you're sitting in like a stadium type thing, and then they come and they bring you the shit as you as you sit there, and they have to kind of stay in character but kind of not, like they can't be like, yo, what's up, my man, they're gonna come up and be like, hello, my lord, and all that shit. But we sat in the Green Knight section. The Green Knight, he was one of the knights to get killed.
Oh man, he was a usurper.
Well, he got killed by the Yellow Knight, who had actually turned. The Yellow Knight was very mutinous, and he was trying to take over the kingdom. It turned out.
Oh, the Piss Pants Knight.
Man, he got taken down by the Blue Balls Knight.
Oh, Blue Balls.
Yeah, it was a good.
I knew he would take at least a higher ranking. Did he win? Was that how he?
Oh man,
were there more battles with?
Man, the battles were cool. I'll tell you, the Green Knight though, out of all the knights, so if you look at how medieval times works, it's a lot like a professional sport.
Like pro wrestling or like rankings.
You have to be a squire. If you want to become a knight, I looked into this. If you want to become a knight, you have to go to their squire school. Then you have to go work as a squire for I think it's like 18 months. Then they let you start doing the knight stuff if they have if they have an opening for it, right? And these people have to I'm sure that the NDAs that they have to sign are out the wazoo, but the small amount of stuff I was able to find online, they can't in public they can't disclose like who the fuck they are and shit. Like they got to be very secretive. They have to speak. They speak in their they have to be in character at all times. Now the thing that I'm curious about, they had the horses they had. Holy shit, they were beautiful. And they were well trained. Like they were some of those beautiful horses I've seen in person. Like I don't know where they got these horses from, But I want to know where they keep the horses, because it's inside of Anne Arundel Mall, which, by the way, whoever invented that mall, whoever designed that mall, hats off to you. Bass Pro Fishing Shop, a casino, a D-Box movie theater, medieval times, every Afro-American loving store you can think of, Lids and Up Against the Wall and all that shit. I think they still had an Up Against the Wall up in there. It was fantastic, man. You could smell the funnel cake and Polo Sport from when they opened up the motherfucking door there. But yeah, it was, dude, the whole experience of medieval times was fun, man. It was a lot more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. Like I said, it's a play. Like it's like professional wrestling essentially, but with like battle axes and swords and shit. And but I'm going to give some, like, I don't know if the higher uppers at Medieval Times are watching this show or not. Probably not. I will say, man, your VIP package, after looking at it, and it advertises well, but then seeing the presentation of it, you're better off just getting the introductory, just the sheer, it's a $80 ticket. I mean, it's not like, it's pretty pricey for what it is. I mean, they're printing their own money there, because I know I'm looking at it from a business side perspective, like just the way my stupid brain works. And yo, I mean, it's a fucking fantastic. I could imagine what their kitchen looks like. It's just all like banquet style, just pump it out, like, and they're putting it out. So these girls come out, they give you your plate, and then they come out with sheet trays with all the food on it, and they just fucking wham right in front of you. Yeah, dude. So they're probably, and I would venture to say that the staff is probably the ones that they probably just have, like, they just tray shit up, season it, and put it in a fucking combi oven, pop it out, take it out. They just sorry to bother y'all with my weird, like,
what was a combi oven?
A combination oven. So
Yeah,
they do like all sorts of, like, they can steam, they can do convection, they can do standard, whatever.
So yeah, my black ass has no idea. I've never worked in a kitchen outside of, like, I worked at Nissan Pavilion and I dropped fries. Like, I fried shit. I've, like, worked on
I bet you they don't
kitchen
even have
equipment.
fryers. I bet you they don't even have fryers in their kitchen. I bet you it's straight up ovens and refrigerators, man. Like, if I were them, man. But it was a really cool operation. I can't wait to go to Casa Bonita. I forget, they got, man, what Michelin star, dude? Who's the Michelin chef that's the chef at Casa Bonita?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
So are fryers looked down upon in the cooking world? Or
hell
chef?
no, man.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me? The fryer is like
the
Anna Nicole Smith of the cooking world, man. Yeah, motherfuckers be like, oh, it's too much sometimes, but realistically, they're trying to but that motherfucker,
So what is there any kitchen device that is looked down upon? And the kitchen?
Microwaves.
Really?
Yeah, Chef Mike. That's what we call it. That's what you call it. The derogatory term for it in the kitchen is Chef Mike. You holler at Chef Mike if somebody sends back with well done steak.
Oh shit, dude.
There's let's see, chef. I'm sorry, microwaves. I mean, realistically, microwaves are like, people would be like, I mean, if you're talking about like cheating aspect, there's a lot of as like technology has grown in the kitchens, right? There's been like all sorts of stuff. Like, there's a brand called Unox from Italy. They do a CPU driven combination oven that has a touchscreen interface on it. It has wireless capabilities, and basically it emulates any atmosphere that you can imagine cooking. And so if you need to do air fry, it can air fry. If you need to do steam, it can steam. If you need to do regular combination, this combination. If you need to do like intricate stuff, like we had one at Vinova, and the reason why we were able to make that bread so goddamn good was because I would get the homies over at the bakery next door to make the loaves for me. Then I would bake it in our, like, they're they got a nice oven, but I had the fucking that Benzo, that Unox, and so we brought out so we would, it could emulate anything, and you can control it from your phone. There's all sorts. I mean, Unox, dude, expensive as shit. But if you're opening a small restaurant and you want a powerhouse without having to put in a conventional hood, save yourself some money on that, Unox ovens all the way. Yo, Unox, what's up?
Holler at your boy.
Holler at your boy. That's UNOX. What's up next?
Also, Scarlett Johansson's.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. We want to be sponsored by you. Yeah, we want to be sponsored by you, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I want to be sponsored by you. I got this Porsche I got my mind on, and I holler at your boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the SUV. Come on.
But man, what were we talking about? The fucking man, we were talking about some shit. But anyways, it's a. I'm looking up the chef of.
Casa Bonita.
Yeah. That is. The executive chef is Dana Rodriguez.
Who that?
She worked at a bunch of famous restaurants there, but I thought they brought in.
Is she like a well-known? I don't know anything about.
She's a great. I mean, she's great established, Mexican chef out there in Denver area. I'm super excited. We're going out to stay with Kelly's parents, and her aunt and her cousin and his husband.
Holland.
It's before we got a house outside of Breckenridge. I think Breckenridge. We're gonna stay there for a few days. Go to Brecky. We're gonna have Brecky and Brecky. I think we're gonna be outside of there, and then then Friday, Saturday, I'll be spending it with the homie Scotty in Denver. In fact, tomorrow, I can't bullshit on any further. I gotta send him some footage of me doing some stand-up comedy because I'm gonna try to get some stand-up time while I'm out there. So anybody listening that's got the hookup in Denver comedy scene, what it is, holler at your boy. I promise.
I bet you Denver Comedy Works.
I'll give you 5 minutes of chuckles.
What night would you be down there?
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, that's gonna be harder to get.
Well, that's the only nights they have comedy there, dude. They don't have open mics like it doesn't. I mean, I looked at like their stuff. It doesn't seem like there's a lot more.
There's Denver Comedy Works. That probably has one, but you probably have to go down there and sign up.
Yeah, it'll be fun, dude. I mean,
but who knows?
We're going out. That's gonna be super fun. And then we're going to. All I know is we're going to Casa Bonita.
Yes.
That's the one thing I know.
Have you ever seen been by it at all?
No.
All right, so. You pull up on it, and if you didn't know, you'd be like, "It's just a nondescript shopping center."
Oh yeah, I know that. It's in a suburban shopping mall. I mean, a strip mall.
Yeah, and it's just sort of in the corner.
Yeah, well, I'm hype as fuck.
No, it's gonna be awesome,
dude. You have no idea, man.
We pulled by it, and I got so excited last time because I was like, maybe we can do some type of impromptu lunch or just get a drink, and then it was not open yet. And I was like, so I went on their website, and that's how I got the Founders Club because I was just so happened to be in Denver when they started to do that shit, and I went to the website for Casa Bonita. I was become a member of the Founders Club, and it was just you had to sign up for a mailing list.
Yeah,
and I was just oh, this is nothing.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight, man. Casa Bonita.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna see cave divers.
I mean, we're going to see, cliff divers. No, cave divers, that's later on in the night. We're going to do some spelunking, me and Scotty. Yeah, we're going to do some cave divers. You went to the wrong Casa Bonita.
Yeah, dude. I was like, hey, boy.
You went to Casa Chingada.
They were like, no, mommy's way. The Pride Month over. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? Casa Bonita. And they were like, nah, bro, this is the back of the GG's.
This is El Burro Duro.
No, this is an actual. There are no cliff divers here. You're on drugs. And I'll be like, give me 5 papooses to go.
I'll be fucking some papooses up right now.
Oh, dude.
Actually, you know what sucks, man? This fucking look, man. I've been getting toe up, man. I do not understand. This Ozempic shit is fucking horrible. I do Ozempic for terrible diabetes and blood pressure issues that I accumulated over 25 years of disservice to my liver.
Work.
No, of being a jerk is a better assessment. But, I partied my ass off from the time I was 19 till current. And it was, as a result, ended up with some diabetes. They don't tell you in elementary. They don't tell you in school that, a half gallon of lemonade and a 3-piece of KFC every other day is going to do bad things to you. But it was in all seriousness, so I ended up, now I'm on the Ozempic for it. I'm not doing it for weight loss. I've lost some weight, probably more so because I stopped drinking. But it fucking makes me feel god awful. And I've been on it for 4 months now. I just cannot shake it. So I'm going to have to holler at the doctor. If anybody out there is on that Zempi, you know what I'm saying? Holler at your boy. I wish that there's one drug I really want to be on right now. You know what drug that is?
Cocaine?
No. No.
Why not? I can't do that shit. But if somebody ever said to me, cocaine isn't good, I'll be like, you're a barefaced liar.
I don't know what you're talking about, man, but I will tell you this much about cocaine.
I
It's
can't
a great,
do it.
you know why I don't like doing coke is because then I can catch myself acting coke-ish when I'm doing it, and then I'll be like, no, no, I don't want to be that douchebag. I don't want to be that douchebag. I don't want to be the douchebag. That's me inside my head being coked out. But I will say, wait, we were talking about what were we talking about before the coke though? The
drug you would.
Oh yeah, the drug I want to be on right now. Sky Rizzy.
Oh, dude.
Sky Rizzy, yo, that shit looks fun as shit. All the commercials they're always doing, they're like hang gliding.
The name is just as ridiculous as Sky Rizzy. I don't understand why they shouldn't say the drug's name.
Sky Rizzy sounds like a zesty rapper from like the early 2000s that came out like was a positive, with that positive vibe. Like, yo, it's Sky Rizzy. Yeah, who is he? Sky Rizzy. Who is he? Sky Rizzy. All up in the house eating on your big ass glizzy. No, I don't know.
Well, I think these boner pills need to rebrand because even the other names like Viagra, Cialis don't really have a ring. Viagra has one just because people always think about that when they think of like dick pills, but they have real names like Sildenafil and Tadalafil. Tadalafil sounds good. You could have that shit be like Tadalafil.
Yo, Tadal in that ass with Tadalafil.
Yeah, that sounds like, why did they even have to change it? Tadal. You could just have anybody. You could have Jack A up there. Revive her bitch ass career.
No, you get fucking the dude who did Tadal on the Snoop Dogg album.
Well, you can get him too.
Yeah.
This could be a fierce marketing scheme to get Tadalafil to the #1 status. You could be the new Viagra if you just worked hard. You might need to do calisthenics. Tadalafil.
But I feel like Sky Rizzy just looks like the most fun out of all like the prescription drugs.
Oh yeah, they do have some good commercials.
They do, man. It looks like a team. It's a team I want to be on. I'm hoping that one day I wake up and I have eczema.
Yeah. The other one is there's one for like.
That's how good they did that advertisement. It makes me want to have eczema.
There's another one for plaque psoriasis. It is like that shit fucking looks savage. It's like person looks like they're like shedding skin, and at the end they're all like smiling. They just have like little red spots. I'm like, yeah, it didn't get that much better.
Right.
They're like, for $100 a month, you could have scars that are really bad.
Yeah, dude. There's. I think that pharmaceutical advertisements are they're entertaining because they're always doing shit like in them that you would like that are things that would be extremely difficult to do with the ailment for the drug that you're doing. So like
skiing if you got bowel issues.
Yes, when they're bowel issues, it's always they're like doing some shit. They're like, you ready to ride a bull? And he's like
bending down against something.
They're like, you ready to go in a hot air balloon with the girl you just met on the internet?
Oh no!
They're like all like the scariest situations you can be in.
That's fucking ridiculous. Like I guess we're the only country that has like pharmaceutical advertisements.
I doubt it, man. I bet you they got some bangers out in like fucking in India, man.
I mean, maybe, but I know like it wasn't a thing in America until a certain point. I don't know which president or Congress signed that, but I think in other countries they can't advertise to the extent they can here. Like they can sponsor like even shit like the news. But I don't know.
Yo, but Sky Rizzy, what's up, man?
Yeah, Sky Rizzy, hook him up.
Sky Rizzy, I might just start taking Sky Rizzy, or just at least like getting some Sky Rizzy swag, so I can like pretend like I have Sky Rizzy in my life, and then just like show up at the Sky Rizzy meetups and be like, "Yo, what's up, y'all?
You ever go to your doctor?
You risen? I'm Sky Riz. You risen?
Yeah,
I'm risen right now.
I got a tip for you. So next time you go into your doctor's office, they always got a cup with pens, and they always got drug names in it. What if you find a Sky Rizzy pen? I'm
gonna take all of those Sky Rizzy pens. You're gonna be signing. You're gonna be signing your checks at the Catamount Lounge at 124 East Main Street in Front Royal.
Some Sky Rizzy
with some Sky Rizzy pizzies. You see? You heard me.
I got the Sky Rizzy pizzy.
You feel me? You feel my skin? It's smooth because of Sky Rizzy.
Now I gotta make a hip hop beat called Sky Rizzy pizzy.
Yo, Sky Rizzy pizzy, all up in your Izzy. Took it off the tip of my glizzy.
Jesus Christ. So Diddy got off, man.
I mean, he got
2 charges, but they ain't even that bad. They like misdemeanors, right?
No, dude, he's got two. Listen, man.
So what's gonna happen?
He ain't going to jail for the rest of his life, but he's gonna go to jail for some time, dude. They got him on 2 counts of transportation for use of prostitution, I think is what they call it, or whatever. Whatever it is, it has to do with transporting people during prostitution, which is a sex offense, which is a felony.
Yeah.
And so what I've read, and I know that they're going to be coming out with the deliberation this week. I've read that the prosecution is looking to get 10 years each on each one of those charges, and they're and want to get them consecutive. That's what the prosecution wants. What they might get is totally different. Now, I will say this, and after I saw there's a group of lawyers that comes to the Catamount Lounge, and they came in a couple weeks ago, and I said to them, I said, look, I have a suspicion about this case, and they want to hear what I had to say because I want to be like, you guys are professionals, so when you see this shit, this is like watching football. You know, they're like, you can break it down. You're like, oh, he's running the zone pattern. You know, like whatever it is, whatever legal mumbo jumbo they have for their defense mechanisms. But watched it. I've been watching it. I was like, so like, is it me or was it like I didn't really hear a lot of shit he did that was illegal. I heard a lot of shit he did that was like weird and stuff that would like make people question his character. But like there was like the amount of stuff that was illegal and the amount of stuff I feel that they can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt is not that much. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. They had to fucking crush his character before they got to the actual the gist of what they were accusing him of. And that sucks. Okay, look, I'm not saying Diddy's a good person, and I'm not saying that any person that was a victim of him should not have gone through what they went through. But I will say,
sue his bitch ass.
Yeah, exactly. Sue him or whatever it is, whatever record. Well, you got to get. There has to be a criminal conviction, I think, for an order there to be there's. But anyways, any validity. But I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. If I was a lawyer, we wouldn't be sitting here talking. I'd be in my vacation house in the fucking in the Outer Banks right now.
So like, this is what I will say. At this point, I didn't think about this until right now. So we all know about like the testimony, right? But what happened when they raided his house and they found all the tapes? That's how we found out about it. What the fuck?
Yeah,
the tapes, like, wouldn't they like show him being like?
But if it's just people, consensual adults, fucking pouring baby oil on him and
well, they can get a timetable like when these people got there and left, and like their general actions. Like, are they gonna talk about money at any point? Because on these videos that or these times where the money got exchanged to male prostitutes to fuck Diddy's girlfriend in front of Diddy, so he could get jizz on his titties. They talked about money being exchanged before.
Yeah, but that doesn't. I mean, that's like solicitation. That's nothing. That's not a violent crime, and that's not a sexual offense against another human being.
So what? I didn't pay attention enough to the trial. What else did he do? Like, I saw him whip his girlfriend's ass. Yeah, that was the first thing that I saw, and I was like, why ain't he in jail now?
Well, I forget. I'm sure she got paid. I'm sure she got paid the fuck out on that. Is probably what happened. I would venture. So what the lawyer said to me was, yeah, they were definitely just trying to break down his character so that it's like, easier to get the shit they can integrate across, because they're Hail Marying those fucking racketeering, the RICO charges and the racketeering charges. Those are Hail Mary fucking charges to get. Look, man, do you know how hard it is to get somebody on those charges? You have to be like, either you have to be a shitty criminal that just happened to fall under the wrong prerequisites during fucking sentence or during the indictment, or you are a fucking Don like John Gotti. You know what I'm saying? That's what 50 Cent came out and called him, the gay John Gotti, afterwards. But if 50's fucking hilarious, dude. He's the ultimate, like, he pops up like when something happens, he's like and then like disappears like behind like wherever wall, and then like shows up again. He's like
the first one I remember him going at hard was Floyd Mayweather.
Oh yeah, when he was like, yeah, read this. Yeah, like, dude, that was, I mean, which is both amazing and horrible at the same time. Poor Floyd tried.
He started playing his. This is Floyd Mayweather. Floyd, for iHeart,
dude. I mean, dude, he did. I think that's was a troll. The shit he did that was crazy was he bought like, I forget how many concerts he did it to, but he bought like the first like 5 rows of seats to Ja Rule's concerts.
Whoa, he
bought Ja Rule's mask. He brought the masters to all of Ja Rule's fucking music, didn't he? Like,
that is a spiteful bastard.
He is, man. I think he almost takes it too far.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, dude, just like, okay. The diss track number 5 was fucking, enough, and like, we get it. But like, yeah, when you start getting into that type of thing where you're expending resource, time, energy, emotion into it, it almost turns gay a little bit. It's sort of like Kendrick Lamar and fucking Drake. Like, That shit, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say this and like whatever, dude. But like Kendrick, dude, I mean, if you want to talk about like sus, you had a choreographed dance at the fucking most watched sporting event in the world to beef with some dude like that, like may have said something bad about you once or twice. Like, that's fucking crazy to me, man. Like, the only thing that I can see people being like that is when it's like the scorn of like either a scorn of a thwarted lover or a suitor. And I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say
some people dance.
bro.
Some people dance. I don't get it. I never danced. I always played music myself.
You mean to tell me that in the early 2000s, when Hollywood told me that in the hood, most altercations and disputes were not taken up in a illegal warehouse dance fighting battle, i.e., step up to the streets, i.e.,
not even breaking two. In my hood, niggas fought at the goddamn basketball court. We did not fight at the dancing hall. Like I haven't seen nary one fist fight between me and my friends. Like, not once.
80s and 90s.
Basketball court. Who stole the basketball hoop? Oh, you dunked on my cousin. Yeah.
That was like, I guess, why Friday was so, I guess, like, so cool, was that like it gave like an actual, there was an authenticity. And this is coming from a suburban white kid, so just to be clear, I get through the fuck out of this, how this sounds. But I was born in Southeast Washington, D.C. Ace Jackson, he signs off on my hood pass. In fact, last night it was funny as shit. As soon as Ace heard me start doing jokes, he ran from the back.
He's like, let me sure he's okay.
He's like, hey, hold up. I'm here to validate his hood pass before anybody gets fucking wild and starts swinging, because I know he's gonna do some pseudo black. He's gonna do his black jokes. I know he's gonna do the black jokes, and dude, it was funny shit. But shout out Ace. Ace is my motherfucking dog, man. We're trying to get Ace to move to Front Royal. We're trying to get Ace to become part of Helltown. We're trying to embrace the Ace here in Front Royal.
When Ace is around, I know that somebody, if I just slip up and I drop an M-bomb in public.
Yeah,
because it happens. They'll be like, he's mixed. And it'll give him just a pause enough to be like, oh, I'm looking at his face, not his words. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, Ace scared me a little bit yesterday. He was like, he scared me because he hit me up on the way, and he's like, yeah, I'm bringing some friends with me, man.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, yo, man, you better not be bringing any fucking white boys with you, because I'm not trying to have to fucking display my fucking Afro-American dominance on some unsuspecting Bama pulling up. I'm like, yo, I'm his blackest, whitest friend, all right, man? Like, look, motherfucker. I was
don't come in here with that bullshit.
Don't make me go get my criminal record and birth certificate, man. Or don't make me get a credit report. No, I'm just kidding. That doesn't really hold true anymore, man. Like, I think that, like, you really, I think some of the stereotypes still hold true. Y'all still dance like a motherfucker. You still got big dicks. But I don't think I think the credit score stereotype. Yeah, but in the same respect, right? In the same respect, white people credit scores have definitely slipped, but they're way better at dancing, according to TikTok.
They do that other weird dance. Let me tell you. I've seen a lot of dancing, different types, and in every type of dancing, whether it's like some hippie dancing or like some fucking there's one or two people that know how to dance. So it's not like that. Like, no matter where people are dancing, it's everybody's horrible. But there's some horrible dancers everywhere,
Yes,
so they're glaring. so no matter what race they are, there's some shitty dancers in it. It just so happens that I think it probably comes from like something like, I don't know, this like.
Dude, no, I got it.
Culture, like going back to importance of different arts,
There are two environments that I can think of where there is absolutes in that everybody's either dancing amazingly or dancing terribly. If you go to a Grateful Dead show, or a Dead and Company, or any of the cover bands, the Brahmin Noodles or whatever, well, it smells musky, and then I don't know how. And same thing with Fish and Leftover Salmon and all the hippie jam band shit. How is it that this culture has been around for goddamn 50 plus years and you all have not established any fucking legitimate dance moves? What in the fuck? Like, you go and if you ever want to watch the most offbeat, off rhythm, crazy shit, it looks like a fucking arm. You know what it looks like? I worked in daycare for 3 years, and I was a gym teacher in one of those daycare centers. It reminded me of interpretive dance day with the 3-year-olds when you go to a fucking when you go to one of those shows, man. But then on the other end, man, you go to a go-go, and everybody doesn't matter, man. Everybody's dancing right. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is definitely racially driven. But yeah, dude, I love I got a question. There's a dance that I have there's a couple dances that I got a question to is how girls, especially middle-aged women, and I'm not gonna say it's any ethnicity specifically. It seems to be across the board from women right now ages. I guess when you say middle age, I would say it's women ages 23 to 63. Y'all know 2 dances, and you guys are in solidarity with it every fucking time. And that is the wobble. The wobble with me, wobble with me, wobble with me, wobble with me. And then girls, they hear that shit, they'll be like, dun, 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 and then they fucking run out on the dance floor, and they all, get up in lines. They line up exactly correctly. Everybody's in unison. I can't do the dance, but there is a dance for it. The wobble and the Dougie. There it is. Yeah, that's it. This is what I'm talking about. You see, exactly, and I bet you anything, all 8 women listening to this right now are Kelly. This shit comes on, and Kelly fucking on the flow, hips shaking. She got the dance face on too. You know what I'm saying? When girls be getting all sexy when they dance, and they're like, man. And it was, but yeah, this one, and then Teach Me How to Dougie.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
You know that? Where the fuck did you learn? Where did people learn this shit from, man? Where was I when they were doing the dance instructions for this shit? Dude?
You were not at. I want to tell you this. You were not at the cookout.
Listen, I got to dispute. I'm going to dispute the Gold Star membership I have to the community.
You'll be invited. You and
I was told I was invited to all the cookouts. I just wasn't allowed.
Yeah, no, you didn't get a take-home plate yet.
No, but you know what? I did.
Eventually,
one day I will.
I would see white dudes with mullets show up to my grandma's house and give her a hug, and they go home with a plate. They probably worked on a car.
That's only because Eddie's a pervert. And he's trying to bang your grandma.
Nah, we had fucking we always have big cookouts. Haven't been to one in a while.
Man, I need to go to a cookout.
Oh, cookout! We should have one. We should have the fucking community cookout. Go down by this the skate park and shit. They got grills and all kinds of shit.
They got them at the gazebo, man. We'll just kick the crackheads out.
Yeah, be like, get out!
Listen, peasants. I know that you need shelter and a place to commune, but this is now ours. No, that was when we did for Lauren's birthday last year. Not this one in the past, but the one before. They had the cousins lobster truck pull up.
Yeah.
And were you there?
No, I was not there. I wanted to be there.
I think you were probably
one of the many times I was.
Yeah, and we got lobster rolls and lobster quesadillas and lobster mac and cheese and lobster falafel and lobster thongs and all the shit they had. And we went to the gazebo, and about 10, 12 of us plopped down and had $10,000 worth of lobster on the table, which was essentially 4 lobster rolls and 2 quesadillas. I was kidding. It was it's lobster. It costs lobster prices. But anyways, it was expensive. We sat down, and man, it was probably the most bougie picnic that has ever happened in the gazebo's history, because usually the people there are making sandwiches with they're putting a fucking mini thin in between, two Oxycontins, and no, I'm just kidding. There's not that much drug use going on at the gazebo anymore.
Better don't.
Nah, man, the cops have been doing a pretty good job of making sure that people are allowed to do the thing that they're allowed to do there, and not allowed to do the things they're allowed to do that. So shout out Warren County being on top of your shit for the most part. Also being cool to people like Fairfax County, Arlington County, Loudoun County, Lee County. Yeah, the list goes on. Could learn a lot from Warren County law enforcement. Yeah, Fairfax especially. Y'all motherfucking stormtroopers, man.
It is.
Yeah, dude. Did you think I just wonder sometimes if these cops thought when they became a cop, their idea was I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna be fucking the dude from I'm gonna be like Riggs from Lethal Weapon, and then
last time I ever had to deal with a police officer, it was a long ass time ago, but goddamn was he a dickhead.
Yeah, I've not had the pleasure of talking to a police officer on the wrong side of the law in over 5 years
it's been a
now.
long. My family have police officers. I get like I can just tell when
But-
somebody is a straight dickhead, so I can
Oh.
separate it from the profession. Like,
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we do need some type of people dealing with people that are fucking gonna victimize other people. It just so happens that people that vote on laws like to make them do shit that's probably not in the best interest of like social parlance. Like,
Nope, sure ain't, man.
and if they
Sure
would just
ain't.
reduce the stuff that they would get people in trouble for, people would actually like, really like the cops because it would be like the 1950s.
I mean, dude, I get down. I like
in terms of like restrictions on like they like if you think about it, like a drunk tank, we don't even really have that anymore. It's just like they arrest you and then process you through this like corporate machine, and like I'm sure out here is a little bit different, but I know like it's not like some like friendly, like not even fingerprint you. You're not dangerous. You're just drunk. Need a bed to sleep.
there's I got a couple of friends on the local police force, and they when you talk to them about their jobs, I like to hear what they have to say about it, because theirs is like a very community driven. Their interest is is legitimately in the community. Like the guys that are in the sad part about this is like in Fairfax County, Arlington County, Loudoun County, a lot of those cops, they don't live there. They can't afford to live there.
Yep.
So they just like they're there as literally as a business, and it's there like so they're not part of the community, so they could give a shit less, right?
Yeah, every now and again I'll see a Loudoun County or even like maybe like Arlington County police officers going up like Route 7, and that shit scares the shit out of me because I'm just like, what the fuck? And I think it's just a cop speeding up like behind me to pull me over, and it's just a dude speeding to work.
I think they should like put provisionalize, like they do a lot for like for firefighters. They have dormitories for them at their. I wouldn't say necessarily
should just make
dormitories. They should have housing available for like barracks house, like family style. It's individual homes, stuff like that, so that you could for law enforcement, so they live within the community that they have to be law enforcing.
Well, also they should be able to live at like the median living point as like the rest of society in that county. They should pay them enough to be able to live there or make housing that cheap. Like, because like the property values are paying those city council and for all this other stuff. And if it like there's all that money and they're not getting paid enough to live in the county, that's indicative of a problem.
Well, I think there's a lot. I think as we go,
if people want to save money and move out of the area, that's a whole different story. But like, at least to be able to like live in the county, probably should be like.
No, I think it should be. I think that they fuck that. I think they should have to live in the county, and here's why: because when you have to live there, it's not just like
Can't be gone for long.
No, it's not. You have to. You're the anonymity that a lot of people that are dickheads in law enforcement hide behind is no longer there. So they have to be polite. I don't give a fuck if you're nice, but I want some respect and some politeness.
Oh yeah.
And you lose that when it's an anonymous figure, right? If it's somebody that like you like, and like I said, like I think where a lot of success that like Cale McGillis had as the chief of police when he was on, yo, what's up, Cale? My man, my mellows. Cale's cool as shit. Cale was probably the first cop that made me realize the cops were all right. Like, and then I met Jeremy Ramos, man, Captain Ramos up in motherfucking, and Prince William. Shout out to my man, Captain Ramos. Jeremy's the motherfucking man.
Captain Ramos, he might know my brother, Detective Peters.
I bet you they are homies, man. But it's he changed my mind because he was like he's such an integral part of this community. His family owned businesses in this community. He was on the street. He's a familiar face, you know what I'm saying? And it was cool. He wasn't like some, figurehead, like, talking head on the television that you never get, you have no interaction with, that's just decreeing law, like all willy-nilly and just enforcing shit in with impunity. And it's cool. Like when you have somebody like, Cale and Crystal Klein, our current sheriff, shout out Crystal, another one of my homies. She's cool as shit. Awesome chick, but also great leader in that she's part of the community, and her success and I will say this, I like the past sheriff, Mark Butler, cool dude.
Bro, I want to be honest with you. Yeah, we should get an interview with her.
We can. I'm not gonna be able to.
No, not here. Obviously, I don't think like
you don't want her coming. And actually, no, Crystal. You listen. She's somebody I would invite to my house.
Yeah, well, no, it would be something like I don't like I don't fear her coming to my house. I didn't think it would be professional enough here for a sheriff.
Oh, you know what, man?
But if she was comfortable here, yeah, full out. I'll do it here.
We'll get her on. We'll Crystal Klein, we coming for you.
We buy Chinese food.
Yeah, we'll do Chinese food. Chinese, yeah, it'll be fun, man. But I think that it's a really another reason why I love living out here, and I've been trying to like, tell people that you should why this is such a cool area to live in. Again, it's like it's community. It's a community. It's not just a place to live. It's a community, and it's living and it's breathing, and you get to be part of it, and you get to be you get to know your neighbor, and you get to know the people you see walking down the street. And I tell people all the time, and I have a loose joke about it that I run, is that it's like living in South Park. It's like you see all the same characters all the time passing by, and every once in a while they're going to be part of the adventure in your life.
It is a wild town.
Yeah. Taimichi, what's up, girl? Miss you.
Holla.
Who do we have? Get me in the chat today? Do we get anybody in the chat?
I think Brendan was in there a minute ago.
Yeah, it's a light one tonight. Everybody's on vacation. Everybody's doing their thing.
I also gotta reload this shit. Lunar Sprunk, I think, is on here. Who else?
Luna Sprung. Oh, Raph, what's up, dog?
What up, Raph?
Yeah, Carne Asada. I'll show you. God damn, you gotta bring in the.
Invite the crackheads to the cookout. Which crackheads?
Yeah, which crackheads we talking about?
Yeah, because I'll invite some of them.
Hey, man, you know what, though? I think that, I forget the comedian that did the bit about it, but he's like, or it wasn't even a comedian. I think it was Boozy Badass. He was like, yo, man. He's like.
Lunar Sprunk called me the gay John Gotti.
The gay John Gotti. Yeah. Sounds like a closeted Drake fan. I mean, dude, I'm going to be 100% with you, dude. Drake is a person that I don't have anything personally against, but his persona is so awkward. They had him on that Side Talk New York shit, which is like my new fucking rabbit hole of fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't fall asleep shit. And they had him on, and he's like trying to clown the interviewer because he's wearing like not $1 million on him, and they're at a strip club, and he's like, so the girls, he goes to the stripper, he's like, so how's my man's gonna do over here wearing them? And he made this up. It was just the most, and he had this like he was black scenting so hard, but with a Toronto black scent, and it was like just horrible. And he's like, yeah, my man over here, is he going to be walking out of here with any baddies wearing the Connie Chungs? Yo, he's got the Connie Chungs on. He was trying to, like, start a word like that girl in fucking Clueless when she's trying to fetch. And he's like, Connie Chungs, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, your shoes, you're wearing Converse All-Stars. And he's like, oh. And the girls are like, and you see the strippers, and they're like, woof. And then Drake tries to, like, take a stab at them, and they're kind of like, he's like, I don't see any of these girls on the Wall of Fame. And, like, they're like,
Jesus, dude.
It was like, it's just like the whole thing about the dude. And then his music is, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like Lil Wayne. It's like when you have a soda that's been sitting with ice,
Lil Wayne.
It's like ice in the sun for like, a few hours. And it's like, yeah, the initial flavor of it is like you get a taste of it and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah,
and then it just turns into watered down. Yeah, he just sounds like fucking.
It's Lil Wayne down here.
And that's why I probably went.
Drake is down here.
Nah, dude, if you watch that, like that shit. But Side Talk New York, if you don't know about that shit,
I gotta look at it.
Side Talk New York is like just the craziest brain rot shit ever. It reminds you of how extra New York is, man. Like just everything is so extra. Like, they cannot get 5 people together without everybody just starting screaming, like, we out here! We out here!
Oh,
we out here!
That's
we out here! And
you're
you're like, dude, take it fucking easy. All right, take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy like you on Main Street in Front Royal. Like you're hanging out at Tri Thai, drinking some boba. Drinking some Thai iced tea boba.
I don't think I've ever had boba. Which one is boba?
Boba's the one with the little the tapioca.
Oh, the shits that go in the back of your throat. Yeah, I had that once. My kid likes it.
Yeah, dude.
I don't like. It's like really sweet every time, so I didn't like it.
Dude. I mean, it depends on the flavor you get. I get the iced tea, the Thai iced tea.
What is that?
Well, they make it with condensed milk, with sweet condensed milk, so it's got a little sweetness to it. But it's a Thai iced tea, so it's got like it's almost like chai.
Ooh.
and then they
I can
put.
see how that would be better than
Man, I might shit. Oh, they're closed, man. I was gonna say, fuck, man. Maybe on the way home I'll grab one.
Get that baba.
Oh, love some boba. I love, man. They do good ass pho there. They're Thai, but they make some good pho there.
I heard a lot of people go there for pho. Yeah.
Yeah, then what else they got there that's good? The drunken noodles, which is a white boy dish they made up for us, and then also the beef krapow, also the other white boy dish they made up for us, also fucking amazing. Everything. They're pad see ew, larb guy, cream of some young guy.
Cummy, go.
Yeah,
go.
one hung low.
The penis war.
Yeah, just dick on a plate.
Fucking hog.
Speaking of hogs, tomorrow night, your boys pulling up on the Hog Shack, baby. Yeah, I think Eddie's out of town, so I gotta bring another nice mulleted white person with me. So Rachel Failmezger gonna be rolling with me tomorrow night. I think Tina Schlongbird, Fart Lips, Doo-Doo Lip Smacker herself gonna be in the house. And then I don't know, we'll see whoever else pulls up. She got them Doo-Doo Lip Smackers, man. So she got them. Yeah, I'm glad that you find this funny. See, all right, and here's why, man. So Tina and I one night were just like, I think like 50 milligram. We'd each eaten like a 50 milligram gummy, and we were talking at the Cat and Mountain Lounge at 124 East Main Street in Front Royal, and we were sitting there talking, and she goes to the bathroom, and she comes out, and she's got her fucking the reddest lipstick you ever fucking seen. It looked like she gave Rudolph a rim job. It just and so she comes out and she's like, "Oh my god, I left my lipstick in the bathroom and somebody's in there." And I was like, "Man, you better hope whoever's coming out ain't coming out with a pretty butthole, because you're gonna end up with them fart lips when they turn your lipstick into some doo-doo lip smackers." And we lost it, man. Like, so we still joke about doo-doo lip smackers. Shannon's like, ew, it's not that funny, and like everybody else that heard it was like,
yes, it is.
Yeah, exactly, doo-doo lip smack.
I'm gonna name one of my songs "Doo-Doo Lip Smacker."
Dude, you should do it. You should do a doo-doo lip smackers and make it a song about going into a bathroom and finding somebody's lipstick and then putting it on your butthole like they would put it on their lips.
I'll just sing it super pretty though, dude.
Yeah, dude. And then, but that was so Tina, I call her. So I was like, yeah, man, you're gonna put them on there, start calling you fart lips. And so we just like every time I'd like text her every once in a while, I'd be like, yo, fart lips. Like, you get them doo-doo lip smackers.
Doo-doo lip smackers.
Yeah. They had the Coca-Cola lip smackers. They had the raspberry lip smackers. They had the strawberry sparkle lip smackers.
Dr.
Now they
Pepper.
got the doo-doo. They got the Tina Marie Schlongbird special edition, limited edition doo-doo lip smackers. Comes in a brown tinge. The dootiest lips you ever smacked.
Dootiest and studious.
You smack lips with the dooders, and you be dooding out with your dudes, you dogs. Diddy did it with the dog out.
I mean, I remember we talked about it on. I don't even know if I should say it on this show. I was about to be like, I said this on Dirtbag, and I was like, maybe not.
Doo-doo licks, lip,
yeah.
smack,
Doo-doo lips.
smack.
Some,
smack,
in some places, that's commonplace. Not here, but some places.
Yep.
Lunas Front, I am not the gay John Gotti. Just because your dad has the house
Raphael,
for me.
as long as, hold on, what's Raphael talking about? Sup, bros? What's up, dog? As long as ice ain't there. Man, Raphael is like worried about ice. Raphael is so fucking redneck. This motherfucker, like, look, dude, I fuck with Raphael hard. Raphael hit me up, right? It was like we known each other from the bar from like, several years of running each other's bar, and when we see each other, we thick as thieves, and it's always a good chat. He's a fucking very interesting individual, cool ass dude. His name is Raphael Quiero, so you can imagine him being a Chinese American, it being hard for him out here. I'm just kidding. He's Mexican as fuck. And
yeah, I was gonna say you left me with a dilemma in my brain.
Yeah, right. And so Raph hits me up like. We haven't talked in months. Hits me up before the fishing tournament and is like, "Hey man, is the fishing tournament going on? Blah blah. You wanna fish with me?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever, man." And he's like, I got my own boat. You know, we'll use my boat instead. You know, I got a John boat. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. It's going to be cool. And he's like, yeah, and I'll bring gear and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, you don't do that, but that's, you know, cool, man, whatever. So, like, 2 days later, he shows up, brings down, he's got this fucking, dude, he's got, like, the pimp. He got the pimp set up on that.
The pimp John boat.
Yeah, he's got the fucking nice-ass John boat. He puts in, like, he's got a John boat that's so nice and had so much nice shit on it. He had this engine on it.
Pretty.
He had this motor on it that was, like, just, like, too big for what it was. And all the boys down at the river were like, God damn, man, that's not that boat, man. No. He had a fucking control in the front with a pedal that you used to steer. You steer the boat with a pedal and fucking.
What?
Yeah, it's fucking G'd up, man.
Yeah, magic foot.
Oh, it was tight, man. We had a blast. And, but yeah, Raph. Yeah, he can say that, but he's sitting there showing this white boy how to tie knots, catch fish, fucking maneuver around in a boat, how to fucking.
Oh, so he necky as shit.
You should see his. Yeah, he's got a truck. He got a trailer on the truck. He don't have a place to keep the trailer, but he got that trailer on a truck, and that's. No, I'm just kidding. He does well. He does he's got a great contracting company. We're not going to mention their name because he hasn't paid us their sponsorship dues yet. But once he does, we'll plug the fuck out of it. But yeah, man, it was just like, yeah, he white as shit, man. Like he like if a cop rolled up on him and they started like the whole like, hey boy, what are you doing here type thing, he'd start talking to them just about like life and the way it is, and they'd be like, God damn, they're like, he's one of us, and they're like, we're calling off the dogs.
Like, man, he did say the super swampers were better than bulgars. He did say that, and that's true.
Oh, he knows all that shit, dude. Yeah, he knows all that shit, dude. Raph, man, shout out Raph. You know, Raph, he gets an invite to the dinner party.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's the equivalent. Yeah. That's the equivalent when we reverse offer our olive. You're an invite to the dinner party. You'll be at the box social with us,
dude. Oh man, I think about like even my daughter. Like we didn't go over to my uncle's house that much because like I was like working and my ex-wife was working all the time. So my daughter talks about these Labor Day parties with fond reverence. She was like, "When are we going back to Uncle John's house?"
Uncle John.
On Labor Day, there's going to be fried chicken there. All my cousins.
My love, all my kisses,
dude. All I know is I want to go back to a simpler time, a time,
man. I messed
where
up
things was simple.
I messed up with this post. Yeah, speaking of simpler times, the people are gonna have to get the recap on it.
Oh, the sock hop,
sock hop. Yes, that's the sock hop. You don't want to turn it into a pink sock hop, though, man.
Yeah, I'll turn you inside out.
Yeah, man. He's gonna be paying up, he says. But anyways, what else was a good one? Box soiree.
Tell them how you almost flew out the boat.
Yeah. All right. So I did almost fall out of the boat, actually. So man, like, truth be told, I was running on 2 hours of sleep.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it was on
midnight oil.
2 hours of sleep, and we were cruising, and I was sitting at the bow of the ship, which is the front part, and I was controlling the mechanism that steers, and we got into a part of the river where there's like surprise, like rocks all of a sudden. Ooh. And so, man, I was sitting in the John boat chair, which is about, you're on essentially it's a seat on a pole about 3 feet out of a boat.
Bass boat.
And man, we were cruising, we're probably going, like maybe like 1.5 knots, 2 knots. And then all of a sudden, wham, we hit a rock. And it was like in slow motion, but that's when you get real respect for inertia. And man, I fell out the side. My legs went back over my head. I fell down. I broke one of Raph's nice ass fishing poles.
Damn.
Yeah, but he's such a nice motherfucker. He was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry I put my fishing pole there. I didn't mean to push." That's like, I love Raph too, because he's like, man, I would fuck some shit up, and he'd be like, "Yo, man, I'm so sorry that I provided you the opportunity to fuck some shit up. That's on me. That's on me." I was like, God damn, dude. I was like, nah, dude, blame. It's definitely 100% my fault. Yeah, like we fucking like, for instance, like when we hit that rock, it kind of like dislodged the whatever they call it, where you attach the engine to the motor to that steers it. And God, what's the
outboard?
Yeah, it's the I don't know what the term is. What the fuck's it called? The
transmission?
No, the thing that attaches the apparatus, the thing that you pull the. Anyways,
Motor.
Long story short, I fucked
Engine.
this shit up. All right,
Propeller.
and he's like, "Yo, man, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that." And I'm like, "Yeah, the trolling motor, but the thing that came out that the trolling motor is attached to the apparatus thing that the thing's attached to release it and raise it out of the water."
Lunar.
The mount,
the
yeah,
mount.
the mount, yeah, the mount. So I ripped the mount out. Of course, Raph's super fucking
Damn.
nice. He's like, "Oh, dude," he's like, "Man, I'm so sorry that you did that. You had to go through that." And I'm like, "Dude," I was like, "Man,"
Raph,
like,
you get a bill.
Yeah, Raph's the man, dude. Raph Kiros, everybody.
Also,
Raph, what's the name of your thing, dude?
Yeah, what's the name of your company?
Yeah, what's the name of your company?
Rip the ribbons out.
I ripped the ribbits out, and that happened again later on, but that was a different story. That's when we got to the pink sock hop.
They did the mash.
Yes, pink socks.
The
Look at
monster mash.
that. Yeah, the motherfucking shit, yo. All right.
ABDIR painting.
Abdir painting.
Yep.
Is that it? Abdir? Is that correct? Is that the proper
Yeah,
pronunciation?
there's no space, so I'm gonna say it all in one word.
Abdir painting.
Yeah, Abdir painting.
Yeah, check these nuts, dog.
Oh yes, you
We
can
going
just-
fit? What are we going to do? Where are we going to go out, man? We got to do. I seen these nice pictures, these nice videos of you out there
Yeah, this
with the gold smallies.
yeah, just take us to something to eat and we'll interview you.
Oh yeah, we'll just interview them on the boat.
Yeah. Let's get on the boat.
Yeah, we'll bring out the GoPros and get it down.
Ooh, Abdir painting.
Abdir painting.
Also, Lunar Sprunk
Abdir.
says they have to drive home now, so I'm probably gonna miss the end of this. Link OnlyFans, please. What's your OnlyFans? Or are you asking for ours? Because I already went over mine.
Yeah,
I've been
motherfucker.
pretty forward with mine. It's meats and feats. You figure it out. Pay me money. And stab some ball sacks.
Barney Rubble, my cock is mine.
Yeah, he bring the fury, though.
Yeah, bringing
You get
that.
prehistoric on that.
Yeah.
Holla at your boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up when we get out of here. I'm gonna go watch the rest of The Last of Us. I know I'm late to the party, so whatever. But yeah, that's a pretty good. It's a pretty good series, man. Pretty good series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when crazy people lost their mind because of the gay episode, and I was like, Jesus Christ, these motherfuckers get mad about everything.
you know what, man? So the gay episode was actually a night, and I'll tell
Yeah,
you,
it's a good episode.
It was a good episode. I thought it was nice because it wasn't that fact that it was two bros. It was very well done because they don't even address the fact that it's two bros. Not until the second season do they bring in the pride stuff. And I can understand, like, I know that some people will get a little agitated by the pride stuff.
But that's the character is younger. The older gay dudes. Like,
yeah, that was a good episode. But I didn't like the gay turn they did with her. Or not the turn. I
think she was in the game, so I don't know. Like I never played it. Like
I don't think she was gay. I don't think anybody was gay in any video games. Is that a thing? Are there any?
yeah, there's gay characters in video games.
Is there? I don't know. That's how long.
Yeah.
The last time I played.
Like Cyberpunk.
Luigi.
You can do everything. Like that game Cyberpunk. Once they fixed it, apparently you can make you can be any type of trans you want to be. You can be like any all kinds of shit. Like you can just I guess choose the body parts. And I guess the game addresses.
I
you
want
as
that
such.
RuPaul dick.
But that shit is also you have computer chips in your brain, so it's not like it's like tomorrow they're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna have robot chips, and you're gonna have a dick when you don't want one. Sometimes it's out of circulation. It's like the library, you got to rent one. Woo. Yeah, I have a terrible vision of the future. It'll just be like crass commercialism. It won't even be like an overlord. They'll kill the AI just so they can make more money. All right, no thinking computers. These motherfuckers are brilliant. How far do you think we're off from like Skynet?
It's happening right now, bro.
Well, I'm talking about like full sentience, where it's like they lose control.
Oh, 2 years.
Really, you think they lose control?
Yeah.
And we're gonna be
They
extinct?
lost control the first time they did it, dude. Don't you remember they had that shit? They had to shut down the two computers because their AI was talking to each other. They made their own language.
Oh
that
yeah,
couldn't be
but I'm
deciphered.
talking about like once the actual not even singularity, but once like.
So when
one
when
of
they
the
start running the
systems-
robot factories, when the robot factories start rolling out, 2 years. I'm hoping 2 years because I want to make sure that all of this slacking I did all my life, like lack of preparation for retirement
Was for a reason.
and all that, to 100% is because I was just having blast because I knew something was going to happen. No, I'm just kidding. Kelly got us covered.
I'll be honest. I didn't think I was gonna make it this far when I was younger. If you asked me when I was like 25, when I see 45, I'd be like, oh, not the rate I'm going now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think.
I mean, I wasn't doing bad shit, but I would just very impulsive.
Yeah, well, nah. I was listening to Old Dirty Bastard earlier today.
Oh, dude, Wu-Tang.
For the kids. I've seen every individual Wu-Tang member perform, and I've seen them all perform collectively, both with and without Old Dirty Bastard, and seen Old Dirty Bastard in concert. Yeah, that's one of my claims to fame. That's part of my hood pass, actually. When things happen and people start questioning, I'm like, listen, I've seen all of the Wu-Tang. I've seen them with and without Old Dirty, and I have seen them all individually, including Old Dirty. And then they're like, all right. But I got Ace's attention yesterday because he was like, Squale. And I was like, yeah. And we touched base on the fact that I recognize what that means. And
Dude, one time I saw Jay-Z and 311 in concert.
yeah.
The early 2000s was weird.
The Sprite tour. I got arrested there.
What did you do? I worked
the Sprite remix tour.
Yeah.
That's a great story, actually, man.
They had everybody on that tour. That was a badass tour. They just threw 311 on there so more white people would come.
And they did.
In the droves.
So yeah, we were smoking in the parking lot, and a cop rolled up and was like,
damn,
gave us tickets. And the fucked up part was, my homegirl's car she had brought this Bama, and he was just like, it was like one of those situations where it was like, yo, can my friend get a ride with y'all? And we were like, I guess. And so we took this Bama, and he came in. He was the worst type of Afro American, the ones with like the wispy mustaches.
Oh yeah,
those types.
Mini truckers.
Yeah, and so he comes in. Turns out this dude's got like fucking a bag full of dub sacks. Like he brought like he brought like 20. Yeah, he brought like 20 dub sacks with him. And he put him underneath the car seat, right? So we got caught smoking.
What a cunt!
So we got caught smoking. They searched the car. They find my trees on me. They find they didn't really even do shit about it, to be real. They made a big deal about it in the moment, and then it just all like fell through the cracks. Like the dude, anyways, my homegirl caught a charge for it because she owned the car, but because they couldn't prove whose it was or whatever. She ended up just getting the 250 disposition 251 thing. I was on probation, man, at the time, so I somehow skated on that. But we were so anyways, the cop, he's like, he confiscates all our shit and he puts it into a camera bag because that's what we were putting our shit in, right? And so he takes the camera bag with him, and he's like, you can get this out of evidence. I gotta go take a picture of this in evidence, blah 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 blah. You can pick it up at this trailer in the parking lot at the end of the show. And I was like, God damn it. All right. So we go back. So this happens at the beginning of the show. So we get busted. They release us on recognizance, didn't take us in. Let us go to the show. So we go to the show, have a good time for the most part. Get in the car, and we're all driving back. And like I think somehow left the kid behind somewhere. I forget how it worked out, but we ended up getting rid of this dude. I think he got arrested separately on something else. Anyway, so long story short, we go pick up the camera bag, get the camera bag back to the car. We're all kind of like bummed out. We're like, we have no weed to smoke. We're getting in trouble. I got to get a lawyer. Blah 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 blah. All the things that happen when you get done. And then so I open up the camera bag because I want to see if my shit's in there. Open it up. And there's not just my bag of weed, but 4 other bags of other people's weed that cop had just been walking around. So speaking about people making money, he was just walking around the parking lot watching dumb kids smoke weed and giving them tickets to make money real quick, confiscating their shit, quickly stuffing it into my camera bag, which shows the fucking great emphasis of custodial management of evidence by this cop. And anyway, so at the end of it all, we walked away with like 4 bags of weed or whatever, And then also there was there was a mishap in like both my case and her case with like what happened with the weed. So we ended up both getting slaps on the wrist and discharging. I got I think my charge is discharge or whatever. The cop told me the judge told me I was the worst human he had met. And
why?
It was so weird. He's like, you're on probation and you're out there smoking marijuana at concerts. You're one of the worst people I've ever met. And I was like, what the fuck? Where else do you smoke marijuana at, dog? Like, come on. I was like, it was just a really intense thing because all the people in the
was he
courtroom
like an
were
old white man?
oh, what the fuck you think, dog?
You're the worst type of.
He's the worst type of person.
I would have you rather rape someone.
He's like, yeah, I forget what it was. Just like it was crazy. Like
that shit's ridiculous.
Oh, it was wild, dude. It was very. He was like, you're getting away on a technicality. I should have you. I would give you your entire suspended sentence. And I was like, yo, take it easy, bro. It was like I smoked some weed in a parking lot at the Jay-Z 311 Sprite remix tour. All right, I wasn't smoking PCP in front of the local public school. Like with my pants down and shit, dog. You know what I mean? Like, but anyways,
dude, it's just ridiculous, man. Like,
even better was that right before me, the cop who they call him up by police officer on the docket, like they bring up their caseload. It was Officer Kenworthy, right before me, and then they called me, and you should have seen everybody in the courtroom like looking at each other, like looking at me, looking at him. He's looking at me, I'm looking at him. Cops looking at the judge, looking at me. I'm looking at the judge looking at him, looking at me. We're trying to figure out if like there's any connection, and there isn't. It's just very coincidental. You don't.
Like, God damn it.
No, he was. The cop's like, fuck, man. He was like, not goddamn another one, not another one, but yeah, dude. But that was a hilarious. That was my Sprite remix tour story.
Mine was awesome. But I used to work in Nissan Pavilion, so I've seen several thousand people get arrested. Like all the time, they would just come out. Like especially like Ozfest. I think '98 was really bad.
Yeah,
I watched probably like they shut beer sales down at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Date,
but it was awesome. Chris, you said you're going to Hog Shack, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be at Hog Shack tomorrow night. There's gonna be a whole ass posse. So if you are a comedian or you're an aspired comedian, or if you are just a person of interest in a ongoing criminal investigations, need a place to lay low, roll up with your boy. Roll up, meet me up there with your boys. It's going to be a fucking rootin' tootin' good time. Hog Shack's always fun. It's hosted by Black and White Comedy, Ace, motherfucking Jackson, and Connor, white ass Williams. I just made that up. It's so clever, right? And honky ass crackers. And they host that every Wednesday night at Hog Shack. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna be out there. Tina Marie, Schlongbird, Doodoo Lip Smackers, having ass fart lips gonna be up in there.
Doodoo Lip Smackers.
Oh, we get Jay Lewis, maybe, who knows, man. AKA Light Skin Ken, AKA Dark Skin Ben.
Dark Skin.
Who else, man? What else is going on? Helltown Radio, Bargoyles. Watch the episodes I've been on. I think episodes 131, 141. 131 was my episode. 141, we interviewed the amazing, the illustrious, the dangling Dan St. Germain on that. That's good. I'm trying to think. Plug you. You know where your boy's at, slinging them drinks, doing them jokes. This is the Catamount Lounge at 124 East Main Street in Front Royal. I think we got this week. We got DJ Billy Crystalfingers. Jesus Christ, what an asshole! My best friend from growing up, Eric Holmgren, is going to be in the house DJing. He's bringing his portable. He's bringing his portable turntables. He's bringing actual vinyl set at the Catamount Lounge. Yeah, he's going to be doing funk, soul, reggae, none of that top 40 shit. There will be no Macarenas. There will be no wobbles. There will be no Dougies. But if you do
about an electric slide?
No. But last night, that dude, Carlos, pulling up with the synthesizer.
And the Mini Moog and the...
Yeah, that was tight, man. He came up, he did his thing, and he was totally like, oh, I suck. Nah. Got up there, killed it. You know how you know it was good? Because Ace and his friends in the back, the black guys, were like, yo, this shit's tight, and they were grooving. Yeah, so if black guys are naturally grooving your music, you won.
When it was just the synth, nobody came out. But as soon as he started to hit the drum machine, that's when it happened. It was good. He did good. Like he could have gone longer. He didn't do it the whole time.
I want to see if he'll actually open for Eric, or if we can get him and Mike Purdue to do a set back to back. That would be fun as shit. We need to get Purdue on the show, by the way.
I'm trying to talk to the dude from Low Water and get him to play fucking Steel on one of my songs. Yeah, I don't know him well enough. So
I do, man. That's fine. Justin Carver, Justin, motherfucker. Play a song with him. You play with everybody else. He's like
oh no, like yeah, you do that. Yeah, cool. Like I want to I'm recording an album. I think that's what my new thing is now.
George is recording an album, y'all. You heard it here first.
But yeah, like if I come up to you and ask like straight, like if I get close to you and I whisper to you, I want you to play on my song. It's about this project.
Cool. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna get that thing coming together like Siamese twins. But we're gonna be getting out of here.
Yep, I got 3 songs up on Instagram. Fucking yeah, check the invites. I guess I don't know. Golden _ orphans. Yeah. I might change that name. Or I'm a.
Oh man. Oh.
What about Taint Box Machine?
Disco Ballsack.
No.
All right.
Butthole Heroes.
No, Butthole Surfers is already taken, so that's too cool.
Dickhole Heroes.
Urethral Warriors.
Foreskin Sunrise.
Ooh. Foreskin Sailboat.
Ooh, dude. Catch the wind.
Foreskin Sailboat would be like a Jefferson Starship cover band.
When you touch the scrot and see the skin.
All right.
Don't you want some foreskin?
Foreskin.
All right. Yes. Dirtbag Radio, or not on my Instagram, Helltown Radio show, everything, Spotify. Check it out. Get swole. Hug your friends. Don't put your fingers in your pee hole or in your butthole. It'll stink no matter what. There was a fucking list, dude. Don't believe Pam Bondi.
Epstein did it.
That motherfuckers. They hung him out to dry. Give me money.